One of the cool things about high level is the ability to create really useful automation sequences, and that applies to the Invoco integration as well. Simply by making and receiving calls through the Invoco platform, you can trigger workflow automations and apply tags in high level. There are a few different call scenarios that can trigger automations within high level. Low call score, missed calls, inbound calls received, and outbound calls made. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the two different settings pages. This main page contains all of the global settings of the integration, meaning that whatever you set here will apply to all the numbers in your Invoco account. If you want to have different settings for individual numbers, you can do so on this page here. Any settings made to individual numbers will override your global settings. An example of how configuring your numbers individually could be useful is by having the inbound call automation to apply a tag to specify exactly where a lead has come from, like a web page or email campaign that you've assigned a dedicated Invoco number, so you can see that information in high level easily and assign a dedicated workflow for that campaign. Now let's go through an example of how you could use the integration to trigger automations in your high-level system. The low call score trigger uses our AI sentiment analysis to work out the rating of a call, 1 being poor and 10 being great. If the score is below the range you specify here, you can assign that call to a workflow here. To set this up, you need to create the workflow in high level first. In this example, our workflow assigns low scoring calls to be assessed by a manager. It can also assign a tag of your choosing. In this instance, we're just adding low scoring Invoco call, but you could set this to specify the lead source of the caller, or maybe even categorize that caller into a group that your customer service team could work on, like potential unhappy customer. Clicking save will have your chosen automation working instantly. The missed call trigger works in the same way, but the numeric parameter is the amount of seconds long that the call was. This is useful if you have an IVR system, as the call may go on for 30 seconds whilst your diversion options are explained to the caller, but the call is still not picked up after 35 seconds total and is still a missed call. You could create a workflow to schedule a task for the customer service team to call back that number and add a tag specifying that the lead was from an Invoco call tracking number, for example. The outbound and inbound automations are simply triggered whenever you make or receive calls. The setup of automations in the individual number settings is the exact same. You can even create individual new contact naming conventions, like new lead, cleaning website inquiry. Again, once you've made your changes, click save and they'll kick in straight away. Combining call triggers with high-level workflows will allow you to systemize your follow-up, improve customer service, and take your business to the next level.